Hello everyone, Nigat here, and welcome to another match of LittleWarGame. Today I have a live match for us to watch here, so if there's any lag, that's going to be the reason why it is live. The two players for this game are going to be Langweilig playing with the blue pieces on the bottom right hand corner of Ravaged. Looks like he's going for a beast opening versus his opponent, Mr. Maximum, playing with the red pieces in the top right corner, going for the Rax side of this matchup. So it'll be very interesting to see how this Rax v Beast match goes. I know that I typically like to go for the Raider side of things. They tend to be pretty lethal, but a lot of players have been opening up with Beast. In fact, if we remember from Langweilig's game versus Bisherm, he also favored Beast in that match as well. So it'll be very exciting to see how he opens this up. Already we do see that first wolf going through the center of the map and is going to be starting to scout Mr. Maximum's base. Maximum is someone new to this channel. In fact, he's someone who's a little bit newer to the LittleWarGame community, a newer player. He's someone who's been posting some of his casts onto YouTube, similar to what I do when I post my casts of people playing. So Mr. Maximum is someone who also does a little bit of YouTube content. So make sure to give him a check out if you ever want to see how he casts. Let's go ahead and see how this game is going. So Mr. Langweilig deciding to store about 3 of his wolves. Maximum making sure to micro these raiders back just to make sure he doesn't take too much damage. I assume he'll be taking a castle very soon, and indeed he does. Take a look at production. Both players going for a castle. Langweilig looks like he only produced 3 wolves before going for his expand. Maximum going for those 2 raiders before going for his expand. Langweilig following this expand up with a tower. Wants to make sure that he's going to be very safe, especially to any potential raider shenanigans. At the moment, we do see that Maximum is deciding to go for an additional raider here. So he doesn't realize that Lang is going to be completely safe with this tower up. And as a result, he might end up overspending on raiders. It'll be very curious to see if he scouts this and understands that he can cancel this raider, because he's completely safe. Like this tower is a signal to the Rax player that he's going to be completely safe. Lang isn't producing any wolves. As you can see, there is no glow in this den at the moment. Typically you see a little bit of a glow whenever one of those dens produce. Both players getting on their worker production. Maximum will need to transfer some of his workers relatively soon, and it looks like he is doing that now, sending 5 workers, sending 6. Good. So he's going to have good saturation between both bases. Langweilig having already transferred. Looks like Langweilig is also going for his favorite tech right away, so he's someone who likes to go for a lot of snakes and get a lot of damage in, especially through the efficiency of those snakes. And getting a second den, so prioritizing his economy, making sure that he gets all of his workers up, that his production is going, and then getting a second den for additional safety and then for additional army power. With this tech, it can be very dangerous for the Rax player to get overwhelmed. Maximum, he's going to have to make a decision here, whether he decides to continue Rax production. It looks like that is the case, so he's constantly producing, and it does look like he has a little bit of a bank stored, getting a house, and he is moving a worker out to take a 3rd base here. Maximum with his raider control does catch the fact that his raider was under threat by these 4 wolves over on the left side of the map here, and as a result he is going to move that raider back and control that. Both raiders on both sides of the map are very active, making sure to deny any scouting from the beast player here. And at the same time, we do see that Mr. Maximum has a raider at Langweilig's potential 4th base location, And as a result, if a worker comes over here, this raider will be able to kill that worker and deny that fourth base. Both players taking their third at relatively the same timing. Both players around the same amount of workers. This is a very interesting position to rally your archers into. It's very vulnerable to just have a group of archers out in the field like this. Wolves can kind of jump on them, but it does look like Langweilig doesn't want to lose any wolves, and as a result, he is kiting back his wolves. At the same time, this raider catches a snake in the middle of the map. This is going to be a big tell for mAximUm. Now he knows that his opponent has gone for snake tech. Has he seen that he's expanded? Doesn't know that mAximUm or that Lang has expanded, and as a result, mAximUm might be thinking that this could be an all-in. But he hasn't shown any signs of response quite yet. Just making sure that he has his archer production going, scouting whether the fourth is going to be taken, moving his raiders around the map, moving his raiders all around the map, and on top of this, he is getting a bird. This is an amazing development in LittleWarGame that's happened relatively recently in the lifespan of the game, where when you get a bird, as Atano Circus has said before, when you get a third, you get a bird. And this bird is going to be great for scouting, seeing exactly what your opponent is going for. Usually by the time that the third base goes up, which is around that 4 to 6 minute mark, there's not going to be much anti-air. And as a result, you can move your birds around and get a lot of vision. Looks like Lang did send a worker into this spot to try to take this fourth base. The raider denied it, and now Langweilig is going to send these wolves over. The raider needs to flash, kills the worker, and is able to get away with his raider. So very nice micro from mAximUm. Unfortunately, Langweilig lost vision of that raider when it jumped up this ramp, and as a result, the wolves did not automatically chase after that. So he got the worker and was able to delay this fourth base take for a very long time. mAximUm going for additional production. This tower to just stay safe is in a little bit of a brutal supply block, I'll say here. Just standing on 50 supply, building 2 houses to try to get out of this. Whereas Langweilig is going into about the 60 supply range, building additional dens, getting more production, getting this castle up. Langweilig definitely needs to start building a house though, because he is going to be supply blocked for the next basically minute if he's not getting any houses. And it does look like he does get a house eventually, getting 2 houses. So making sure that he's covering the bases and going for upgrades. That's going to be a really big deal. Snakes benefit so much from attack upgrades because they attack so rapidly. So every time they do an auto attack, it's 1 proc of that attack upgrade that they're going for. So it's going to be really good to see that those snakes are getting the upgrades that they need. Both players around the 30 worker count, making sure to constantly produce. At the same time, mAximUm is continuing to utilize these raiders. Has he lost a single raider this game? Looks like the answer is no. So he's doing actually a very high level move where he keeps all of his raiders alive from the beginning of the game and uses them as units that can give you additional information. This would be like in StarCraft 2 where you have a raider or an adept. But instead of losing your raiders or your adepts in the early game, you keep them around for as long as you possibly can, and you get scouting information on the map, which is what mAximUm is doing. So unfortunately, we did lose our first raider over here. A bit of a bummer, but that's going to be how it goes sometimes. Both players going for their 4th base, securing it. Both players are going to start going up to that 40 worker count. mAximUm building 2 houses at a time. We've kind of seen mAximUm get a little bit supply blocked this game, but it wasn't actually too bad. He's probably been supply blocked for at least 30 seconds this game, but building his houses, making sure that he unsupply blocks himself relatively quickly. He's got the archers, he's got the catapults, he's got the soldiers. Hopefully he gets more soldiers eventually, and the tower at the fourth base, just to be extra safe. Maximum with the raider, I assume he's going to jump into this second base here to get some additional scouting. Goes up the ramp and continues to blink forward. He wants to scout to see if this is a fortress. It is not. All he sees so far is that Langweilig is going for an upgrade style, where he's getting a lot of upgrades. In response to this, it seems, actually not quite in response to this, but actually, yeah, in direct response to seeing all these upgrades, he goes for 2 forges. He wants to make sure that he gets his defense upgrades up as well, just to make sure that his Rax units aren't going to die to those +1 attack snakes. And then he gets archer range, which is, it's so infrequent to see this upgrade being researched, just because it doesn't have the most impact. But he did go for a lot of archers, and I think he's going to try to kite as much as he possibly can. This is a bit of a risky move for Maximum here. This is pretty much his entire Rax army. It's a very expensive Rax army, and it's going to be... It looks like it's about to be flanked. He doesn't have any units to make sure that he's not going to get flanked here. He does get a lot of worker kills, but the wolf snake is going to move into archer range, getting a lot of damage straight onto the archers. All of these units have +1 attack from those upgrades that I was mentioning earlier. Catapults in the back doing so much splash damage onto the wolves, actually. If these archers continue to micro back, perhaps those catapults will still hit those wolves, but it looks like those catapults are now targeting the archers. And as a result of this massive flank from Langweilig and overextension from Mr. Maximum, it does look like he loses his entire army, and as a result, he goes down in gold loss by a large amount. If we take a look at the supplies, it's about 100 supply for Langweilig, about 80 supply for Maximum. Obviously, if Maximum is able to max out onto 150 supply, which is the supply cap in LittleWarGame, he would have a much superior army, as these Rax armies typically fare a lot better than these Beast armies. But because he lost so much of his army in that overextension, Langweilig has a timing where he can punish him. So a bit unfortunate there. Langweilig taking a lot of pressure at his fourth base. The catapults raining down on this castle. Workers extremely vulnerable, pulling the workers back to a main base at the same time. Maximum trying to do a little bit of a flank play on the other side of the map, and is cata-dropping into the main base of Mr. Langweilig. Eventually Langweilig responds and is able to take control of his workers, but a good amount of workers did just die there. If Maximum is able to stabilize this game, as in making sure that this army doesn't continue to do more damage up here, I definitely think that Maximum still has an opportunity to play out this game. He's continuing to do a little bit of pressure with this catapult drop. He just needs to make sure that he doesn't completely die to this push right this second. Maximum and Langweilig controlling their units again. I kind of want to see Maximum unload his catapults right here, and he does. He's going to need to target fire the workers wherever he can, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do too much damage there. Maximum bringing his soldiers back. It does look like Langweilig will not be able to do any more damage here. Soldiers extend just a little bit, but overall Maximum, with his big soldier and catapult army, is going to be able to stabilize here. He does, in fact, have another fourth base, so he lost one fourth base, exchanges it for another. Catapults in the back for both armies are going to rain down on the front lines. Soldiers trying their best to keep these wolves away from the archers. Snakes are going to start moving in, but they take so much damage from these catapults, and now that the snakes are gone, soldiers will be able to press forward and be able to chase down these catapults if Maximum has them move forward. So definitely stabilization from Maximum coming in here, and Langweilig continuing to go for this beast army. He's trying to upgrade it. to the maximum as much as he possibly can, and both players trying to get up to this 40 worker count. Maximum looks like, oh, where are all of his workers? It looks like he's producing them at the moment. Oh, and he is transferring them. Yeah, so he's doing a really good job on making sure that the saturation on all of his bases are relatively even to get the most efficient mining that you possibly can, and then continuing to transfer workers at the 4th base. Langweilig, having his 5th bases secure, is starting to go into a forge, which shows me that he is going to be prioritizing this catapult army very soon here, especially due to the fact that he has those 2 workshops going. I wouldn't actually be too surprised if he decided to make dragons behind this as well. As we've seen from a good amount of my previous content, it does look like Catapult Dragon is the ultimate army composition in LittleWarGame, and Langweilig has one half of that composition. It'll be curious to see if he does decide to go for the other half, which is those dragons. Same opportunity exists for Maximum if he decided to go into gyros. Mr. Langweilig's army doesn't have any units that can fire up except for those snakes when they are around. Maximum going for a little bit of a catadrop again. At the same time, Langweilig pressuring the front, doing more damage to his own wolves than to Maximum army. However, those soldiers did just get shredded just now, but losing a lot of wolves to both the soldiers and to the catapults from both sides. Archers now starting to be target fired. Catapults being targeted by Mr. Langweilig's catapults as well. Soldiers trying to get in as deeply as they possibly can. Archers grouped up too much, and as a result, we do see that Langweilig is able to crush this army from Maximum, and as a result, he does get the GG. Good game from both these players. Very exciting, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, please subscribe. What do you guys think? Is Wolf Catapult the way to play? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.